guys, I'm here, another video, welcome to episode 29 of Let's Build a City. Today we're building an Arby's. So yeah. Let's make an Arby's.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make an Arby's drive-through fast food restaurant. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button as it helps me and the channel out loads and loads. It's okay, I'll wait. All day. Let's get this started. Here is the amount of space required to make your Arby's, a 32 by 29 block area, as represented by the white concrete grid on the ground, which I would always recommend making if you are planning out your world. Here are all of the materials.
Alright, let's grab the materials. So we need glass.
That we will be using throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. Or don't. Step 1, if you have made the grid, come all the way over to the front left hand corner of it. Count to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on.
Five, 6, 7, 8, and then inwards 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are going to start off by placing a block of quartz on the ground, specifically smooth. Then place a red concrete to the right, and then 3 glass pane, 1, 2, 3. Place a smooth quartz block and extend it towards us by 2, 1, 2. Then leave a gap of, don't leave a gap, extend inwards by 1 block and then go to the right by 1 using red concrete. Place a black stained glass pane, red concrete, destroy the block in the ground to the right, place a spruce plank there, and then place a dark oak door. Place a smooth quartz block to the right, extend forwards, right, and then back by 2, 1, 2. Then extend to the right by 3 using black glass pane, 1, 2, 3. Red concrete, smooth quartz. Just to give you a look at what that should look like, there you go. Now, continuing on from where we left off, we want to start extending backwards now, and we want to place 4 block of quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then a black glass pane, red concrete, destroy the block in the ground, spruce plank, dark oak door, then place 5 smooth quartz blocks extending back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, extending across the back of the build, we want to place a red concrete, 3 black glass, 1, 2, 3. Then 6 quartz, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then red concrete, 3 glass, 1, 2, 3. Then 2 quartz, 1, 2. Now, beginning to extend forwards once again, we want to place 4 quartz, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then destroy a block in the ground in front of the fourth block. Place a spruce plank with a door there on top of it. On the opposite side of the door, a smooth quartz block. Then extending the smooth quartz forwards, place 3 upside down quartz stairs. 1, 2, 3. Then we want to place a block of quartz on the end, extending by 2, 1, 2, and then join forwards. The end result of which should look like this. It kind of reminds me of like a Space Invader somehow. I don't know why, because it's such a weird shape, but that's what it reminds me of. Anyway, that is what we want to have so far. So now that we have that, we can start to build up the walls a little bit. So let's begin by taking the entrance area, because it's a little bit different from the rest. So the entrance area is basically the area in between these 2 sticky out parts of quartz on the front of the building. We want to raise them up each by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And what's a good one? You guys get the idea. We want to take each of these side rows, raise them up by 7, and then we want to join them together at the top, so we can just extend this row across the top here. And then, above all of this, we're going to want to have upside down smooth quartz stairs all the way around the top of the edge of this. We may even extend the top of this backwards another row, so I'm not going to connect it together at the back just yet. We'll decide a little bit later. We'll take each of these side rows, raise them up by 7, and then we want to join them together at the top, so we can just extend this row across the top here. And then, above all of this, we're going to want to have upside down smooth quartz stairs all the way around the top of the edge of this. We may even extend the top of this backwards another row, so I'm not going to connect it together at the back just yet. We'll decide a little bit later. So what we now want to do is, underneath the top part here, we want to place 2 rows of red concrete. This is at the front. And then I do believe just 2 rows of quartz, so that would be 1, and then 2. And in front of that second row of quartz, we're simply just going to place red concrete in front of it. That'll become... And then I do believe just 2 rows of quartz, so that would be 1, and then 2. And in front of that second row of quartz, we're simply just going to place red concrete in front of it. That'll become much more important later. To the right of the door, we're going to place smooth quartz. We're going to raise up the red concrete areas, and we're going to place glass in between where we already have the pane and a block where we have the door. Later on, if we have the material, which we don't, but we'll do it later, just going to slide a little bit of quartz slab just above the door area. It just makes it look a little bit nicer. And what we're now going to do is we're going to raise up the window area. So the window areas are rather simple. It's where we have the windows and the red frames surrounding them. So the red concrete, we're going to extend it by 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to place the glass in between. So 1 and 2. So the thing with the glass is, though, that we only have to extend the glass up by 2 rows. It might even be better not to extend the red concrete up by 2 rows. So perhaps if we just extend the red concrete up by 2 rows instead of 3, and then the glass surrounding it, then everything should be okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2. There's not that many windows. I think there's about 4 big ones in total. Red concrete up by 2 rows. So perhaps if we just extend the red concrete up by 2 rows instead of 3, and then the glass surrounding it, then everything should be okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2. There's not that many windows. I think there's about 4 big ones in total. 2 on the front, 2 on the back. And then we've got a couple of small windows, like where we have the entrance and such. So there we go. Let's also do the drive-through area as well. So there's a little drive-through area, it's only a small one, on the left side of the build, and it's a little bit different too. So the left and right sides of the drive-through here, we're going to want to raise up by 4 using walls. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then just up above the door. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at the top here, we're going to place 2 upside down quartz stairs. 1, 2. And then we're going to seal up this left side using... And then at the top here, we're going to place 2 upside down quartz stairs. 1, 2. And then we're going to seal up this left side using smooth quartz block. Then we're going to place black stained glass pane here on the left side. And then maybe kind of like extend it over across the top. That makes a perfectly suitable drive-through window. Might even underneath, like where we don't have the upside down stairs, I think we will just change that to a smooth quartz block. I think it makes it look a little bit better. Another little area that I want to take care of as well is this is a side entrance over here. This got a lot of entrances on this one. So on this side entrance, we want to place basically red concrete here, 1, 2. We want to place glass on the side and glass block on the top. And that's all there is to it. So what we can then do, what we are allowed to then do, is place spruce planks, of which I have not measured out, but I can give it a good guess. I believe we place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of spruce planks on top of the remaining base of the Arby's. So basically everywhere that we've kind of not placed anything yet is where we want to place these spruce. And the spruce will also extend across the top of the drive-through, by the way. The drive-through window, I should say. But seal this up as well. All the way to the back, across the back. I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you, I guess. I don't know why I was starting to explain. So the way that we extend up all of the walls is that all of the walls get extended up. That's essentially what... So we'll raise them all up, and once these have all been extended up, we have to add a little bit of flavour to the top of the walls in the form of black stone slabs. I'm usually very vague with the black stone stuff because I can never remember if it's polished, if it's this, if it's that, if it's the other. We've got too many blocks in Minecraft now. I'm also enjoying the deep slate as well. That's pretty cool. So here we go, polished black stone slab. This is the one. So this is going to be placed on top of all of these spruce, just extending all the way around like this, all along the top, get joined to the entrance. There we go. So the next thing that we'll do is grab the red concrete, and this is where this row that we placed earlier becomes important, because the row above the entrance, we're simply just going to extend around the entire building, pretty much. And you'll notice that it kind of puts a finish on the windows. It sits directly above the window. Oh, it's only going to connect to the drive-through area. It almost wants to, like, extend...
For me, creativity starts with what ifs. What if there's fire?
Through it, like this, and then join back. So it kind of just puts like a nice finish on all of the windows. I think that's quite an integral part of the build. So the only thing that we want to do now is we want to come to the right side of the build, and we want to place... I think it's actually, I want to say 4 rows, but we're going to start with 2. So we want to extend the red concrete outwards by 2 rows on the side of the build here, right? And then two, three. Yeah, it's actually okay. So that's right. So we want to extend it out by 2 rows, and then we kind of want to. So, like, integral parts of the build, we want to kind of join the end of the row of red concrete down to the ground. So, what I mean by that is, like, here, where the front of the build kind of, like, starts to extend inwards, we want a row of black stone wall here. On the back of the build, the same thing. Maybe even outside of the entrance, so on the left and right side. And then that way you've got kind of like a nice, perfectly balanced set of supports. And then red concrete extending outside of the entrance, so on the left and right side. And then that way you've got kind of like a nice, perfectly balanced set of supports, and then red concrete extending outwards like this, and there we go. Perfect. So now that we have done that, what we can now do is, what can we do now? I mean, okay, so I know what we'll do. We're going to dig out the entire inside of the build. So, underneath the windows, I think that, what are we going to place underneath the windows? I think we'll do red concrete, actually. I was considering black concrete, but I think I had this conversation in my last build, which I can't remember which it was, but it was my last one. So, underneath the windows, I am always tempted, it might have been the moped, not moped stuff, motorcycle stuff, or dealership, as it is known. So, underneath the windows, I'm always tempted to go with an outlandish sort of colour, so something with a good amount of contrast. So, like, the windows, I mean, once the window panes are black, I mean, they're transparent, so they're not quite, they don't really give, like, the appearance of black too much. So the surrounding window is basically, like, red and white. So I'd be tempted to throw black in there because it's a decent contrast, right? People can agree that, like, black against white or red, like, there's a decent contrast there. But I always end up going for, like, kind of the safe colour, which is, like, in this case, red, because it's, you know, one of the primary colours of the frame. So if you want to be a little bit bolder, because it will stand out, feel free to throw black under there instead of just the red concrete. And anywhere that you have windows, by the way, throw that colour that you want to use underneath, and I'm sure it'll look good. I'm sure black would look, because I don't know why, to me, like, black, red and white do go together, so it's not as if it looks weird or anything, but I don't know. I guess, I mean, I do like the red. And it doesn't matter, it really doesn't matter, it's such a subjective choice, like, it wouldn't change much more. So now that we've done this, I think that we're going to start laying out even more of the build here. So I'm going to get rid of, for the moment, glass pane and black stained glass block, and I'm going to grab terracotta and black concrete. So the front left-hand corner of the build here is what I'll call this block. We want to move to the left of this corner by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, the front left-hand corner of the build here is what I'll call this block. We want to move to the left of this corner by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. then forwards by 1. We're going to begin by placing a row of 1, 2, 3 block. We want to move to the left of this corner by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then forwards by 1. We're going to begin by placing a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 quartz block. And then we're going to, extending inwards diagonally from this, polished black stone wall, black concrete on top of it, extend backwards 1, 2, 3, black stone wall underneath, backwards diagonally, smooth quartz block on top of it, extend backwards 1, 2, 3, black stone wall underneath, backwards diagonally, smooth quartz block, and extend it as high as the other smooth quartz. Black concrete on top of the pre-existing black concrete, and then red concrete on top of the smooth quartz, extend it forwards, and then we're simply going to extend the red concrete forwards and backwards a row, just like this, so it makes like a pretty cool overhang. And there we go, that looks pretty nice to me. I'm quite happy with that. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to kind of establish a wall around the majority of the build. So the entire left side of the build, and this is where the grid comes in handy, BT dubs, is around the majority of the build. So the entire left... side of the build, and this is where the grid comes in handy.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 20, 26. Wait, oh yeah. How big is this grid? Yeah, it is 32 by 8. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, let me try again. This time with a big voice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
Is we want to place 2 entire rows of terracotta extending forwards and backwards just on the side of the grid. We can do the same thing on the right side as well. So on the right side, 2 entire rows of terracotta extending forwards and backwards. And then it gets a little bit more complicated on the back and it gets simple on the front. So let's start extending for terracotta extending forwards and backwards just on the side of the grid. We can do the same thing on the right side. As well. So on the right side, 2 entire rows of terracotta extending forwards and backwards. And then it gets a little bit more complicated on the back and it gets simple on the front. So let's do the back first of all. Let's get the plans out, shall we? I'm going off of memory at the moment, but let's go off with plans for the minute. So, across the back of the build, if we leave a gap of 3, so that would be 1, 2, 3, I can even dig this out, we want to place a row of terracotta. Now, the terracotta is going to extend all the way to the right, and it's going to line up with the edge of the build over there. And just to make sure that I'm correct, we should have a row of, what is 3 plus 4? It's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There should be a row of 7 in between. And we want to extend the wall forwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I do believe, on both sides, because that should accommodate cars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to raise the back part of the wall up an additional row, and then we're going to start grabbing more stuff. So, primarily grey concrete, and then we're going to start grabbing more stuff. So, primarily grey concrete. How do we not have smooth stone? Smooth stone is really important. How do we not have that? So, grey concrete, smooth stone, oak leaves, oxide daisies, green concrete, oak.
Hold on. There we go. Just sorting. Oak leaves, oxide daisies, green concrete.
Trapdoors. We'll need banner stuff, but we'll grab that in a bit. Okay. Oh, also, do we have the white concrete? I'm not sure whether I said that or what. Okay. Car parking spaces, which is what this area is, kind of like that we've sectioned off here. So on the left and right of this, we're going to have, on the left, leaves with oxide daisies in front. On the right side, oak leaves. Specifically oxide daisies. It must be oxide daisies. I will accept no other daisies than the oxide versions. No cat's eyes, dog's eyes, eye of newt, only oxides. Now, why are they called oxide daisies? Easier than the oxide daisies in front. On the right side, oak leaves. Specifically oxide daisies. It must be oxide daisies. I will accept no other daisies than the oxide versions. No cat's eyes, dog's eyes, eye of newt, only oxides. Now, why are they called oxide daisies, I wonder? Do they look... I wonder what they look like in real... Do you guys ever, like... I've never really heard of oxide daisies, or say, like, azure bluettes. I'm just taking for granted that Minecraft knows what these things look like, and accurately represents them in the game. So, I wouldn't be able to what I'm saying is, if I Google oxide daisy, is it going to look almost identical to the one that is in my inventory right now? I hope so. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to dig out all of this area, and I'm going to start filling some of it in, actually, like, on the left side. Build where the drive-through is, there are all of this area identical to the one that is in my inventory right now. I hope so. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to dig out all of this area, and I'm going to start filling some of it in, actually. Like, what I'm saying is, if I Google oxide daisy, is it going to look almost identical to the one that is in my inventory right now? I hope so. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to dig out all of this area, and I'm going to start filling some of it in, actually. Like, on the like. side of the build where the drive-through is, there are 2 entire rows of smooth stone that extend front to back. So this is just like a little footpath, pretty much. So front to back, 2 rows of smooth stone. There are also... There's 2 rows of smooth stone on the inside of the wall towards the back as well. So kind of like here. And equally so, there's kind of 2 rows of smooth stone that almost orbit front to back, 2 rows of smooth stone. There are also... There's 2 rows of smooth stone on the inside of the wall towards the back as well. So kind of like here. And equally so, there's kind of 2 rows of smooth stone that almost orbit the entire build. On the right side of the build, there's a little bit more. I think it's 3 rows. I want to say yes, it is, because it lines up with where we have the wall. So we're going to... I mean, I guess we're kind of doing this now. We're just going to dig 3 rows around the right side. I don't know why I thought that this row of white concrete had to stay. It doesn't. So this can all be dug out. I don't know if on the left side we might have to place some smooth stone. I'm going to have to consult the old plans for that. I think that we do pretty much. So like on the left side, yeah, there's smooth stone. Yeah, it almost is like except for where the drive-through is, and except for on the right side of which on the left. So we're going to. I mean, I guess we're kind of doing this now. We're just going to dig 3 rows around the right side. I don't know why I thought that this row of white concrete had to stay. It doesn't. So this can all be dug out. I don't know if on the left side we might have to place some smooth stone. I'm going to have to consult the old plans for that. I think that we do pretty much. So like on the left side, yeah, there's smooth stone. Yeah, it almost is like except for where the drive-through is, and except for on the right side of which there's 3. There's pretty much 2 rows of smooth stone around the entire building. And even so, even more so, there is an extra 2 rows like on the front here, just extend towards the street. I guess it's not an extra 2 rows because like from the actual entrance it is only 2 rows, but you guys get what I'm saying hopefully. So do all of this. I'm doing a horrible job. Sometimes it makes me wonder whether I should start with like the floors and then build up on top of them. But then another part of me says that there must be a reason that I chose to do things this way. Although I guess that's
When you follow a passion, you define your greatness. Get started. Apply now.
Dakin streamer technology eliminates 99.6% of allergens and pollens.
not really a good excuse for doing something. It's like, I've always done it this way, so I'm going to continue doing. I guess that's not really like good logic. Just because you've been doing it that way forever doesn't mean it's the right way. I mean, I'm still not 100% convinced that the way I tie my shoes is right, but I've been doing it since I was 2 years old, so it's what I'm going to keep going with. But anyway, we're going to dig out all of this grass, and the majority of this, except for the car parking spaces at the back, these spaces in between, it's pretty much all grey concrete. So I guess we'll do the parts that aren't grey concrete, and then that will become very apparent where it has to be grey concrete. Does that make sense? I think so. So on the back, I'm pretty sure. This is just going off the top of my head because, believe it or not, a lot of these plans are quite extensive. There's a lot of images and I would have to go right through it, but I'm pretty sure that on the back of the box, the spacing would be like this, and I don't know, pretty close to the grave. Try to be crazy keeps walking between. So it'll be like this. 3 grey. I didn't even move it into the right place. 3 grey, 1 white. 3 grey, 1 white. And I would have to go rifling through it, but I'm pretty sure that on the back of the builds, the spacing would be like this, and I don't know, I need to move the line concrete closer to the grey. Drive me crazy, keeps walking between. So it'll be like this. 3 grey. I didn't even move it into the right place. 3 grey, 1 white. 3 grey, 1 white. Worst way of doing it. 3 grey, 1 white, 3 grey. So, there we go. Spaced perfectly. Bunch of car parking spaces. Of course, the grey has to get extended outwards, along with the white. And then... I am not doing well today. So we can extend all of this, and then any grass that might have to be destroyed. I want to say that I've done the majority of it, but I might have missed a patch somewhere, but I'm sure that we'll get to it. No grass should be left alive. The greater grass will Arby, so that's grass we will win. So, I actually have destroyed all the grass, which is surprising to me. We're going to... Oh, there is ever so slightly more white concrete at the front here. Have a little path. I'm just going to place a couple of white concretes here. There we go. To kind of signify, and I think I'm going to destroy this wall as well and place a bit of smooth stone in there. Do the same thing on the opposite side. Just to kind of like join it to my street. You can kind of see there, like it continues through the street. And I mean, feel free to do that, depending upon where you're building this. I don't know where you guys are building these things. I mean, you could for all I know, this is in a survival world next to like a wood farm or something. So it might not even be relevant. It might not even need a drive-through, because in your what if you're building this in like a medieval style world? Like, you just happen to love Arby's, so you're like, okay, so every single one of these buildings is like made with hay, and it's made with oak wood, but this one building, this medieval village really needs an Arby's. So let's get all of the floor filled in. Perfect. Yeah, that's actually looking really good. There's one little detail on the back, which is going to be a dumpster and Arby's. So every single one of these buildings is like made with hay, and it's made with oak wood. But this one building, this medieval village really needs an Arby's. So let's get all of the floor filled in. Perfect. Yeah, that's actually looking really good. There's one little detail on the back, which is going to be a dumpster, and basically it's a row of, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 or 4 green concrete trapdoors on top. I mean, you could even have just like that, and then you could have like another one, just a couple of dumpsters, something like that. I think that we're going to extend we might do the roof or the ceiling, as it is known. So the ceiling is going to be made out of quartz bricks, and I think it's going to go directly above the entrance. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, actually, I think that it's going to go here. So I think that inside, yes, because look at the drive-through window. So let's replace that bricks, because why not? So the ceiling is going to be, I feel as though that I said that ceiling, not to the B-ling or D-ling or G-ling, but to the ceiling. This is all going to be quartz bricks, and we'll make it look all nice inside here. Like, I want to add like a bunch of red concrete to the walls. I want to kind of like, I don't know, I want to make it a little bit less boring. I've been trying to make interiors a little bit more fun recently. Fun might be the wrong word, but I've been trying to make them a little bit more interesting to look at. And I think that's been sufficing, especially with the modern builds as well. So, sufficing. Anyway, I'm making the ceiling. Ooh. I could make the ceiling grey concrete. Now let's make it white. I want to make it white concrete because we've got like a black border. So again, black and white. I mean, I don't think you can get a much better contrast than that. Dark versus light. So once the ceiling has been done, well, this is the roof technically. The roof and the ceiling I count as two different things. I think that we're going to whip out my old pal the loom. You guys know the loom. We go back ages. So we're going to whip out the loom. I think that we will extend this at least one row back. So the back of kind of like the sign here, I'm going to place just an additional row.
I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, I'm back.
Of walls, and then upside down stairs to border the top of this, and then I filled the top of let's use water sprays. One part. Who's here to stop us? Nobody. So there we go. That's looking pretty good. The outside is predominantly finished. We don't have paintings on this, but that's coincidentally us. Look at the top of this. So the back of kind of like the sign here, I'm going to place just an additional row of quartz, and then upside down quartz stairs to border the top of this, and then I filled the top of let's use quartz bricks. One part. Who's here to stop us? Nobody. So there we go. That's looking pretty good. The outside is predominantly finished. We don't have paintings on this, but that's coincidentally us slabs. Let's do this because I will forget. So, okay, let's get paintings and slabs out because I will forget. So, paintings. What is the purpose of slabs? Let's do slabs first. Where the entrance is, I'm just going to place a row of slabs above the entrance. I think it looks nice. Paintings are used in a couple of places. So, number one, I kind of want to place them on some of the windows. So this window here, this window. No, not that one. This window here. This. No, I've got to stop doing that. This window here, from the top to the bottom. This window here, that'll do. Have we done? Oh, and then this window. On the right side, I don't know why I like on the right side. And also on the drive-through menu, I like it as well. There we go, perfect. I mean, there's a lot of repetition, although it doesn't matter. And the paintings are just kind of like whatever you want them to be. I think it just improves the look. So, the last and least thing that I want to do outside is going to be the banners. So, to make the signs, we of course need...
Hold on, leaves all the way around, just adds a little bit of nature. This would look good if it was boarded off.
a loom. So let's throw this on the ground. Get rid of that. We can't. So red banners, white dye, red dye. Oh, you went exactly where I didn't want you to. So let's just place one in there with the white dye because we... do need to start off with just red banners, which are the only ones we have, and some white dye in there. So, horizontal row of white across the top, horizontal through the middle, and then vertical on the right and the left will make the next letter is going to be R. So that is a vertical row on the right on the right, horizontal row across the top, and then a diagonal row top left corner to bottom right corner. Next would be D. So, horizontal row through every single part of the banner, top, middle, and bottom. And then vertical on the right, that's a backwards E, and then vertical on the left. So, my least favourite letter to make out of this entire set of 5 is Y. Why, you might ask? We want to start off with a top left corner to bottom right hand corner diagonal. Throw the white out, put the red in, make the lower half of the banner red, grab that, put that in, put the rose red out, or the red dye out rather, I believe it used to be called rose red, and then white dye, top right corner to bottom left corner, grab that, there we go.
Yo, bro.
Y. And that is why it's my least favourite, because it takes a lot of faff. So, last letter, horizontal row of white across the top, the bottom, and then top corner will give us S, which gives us Sarby, which isn't right, so we'll start in a different order. So, inside of this little red box area here, A, R, B, Y, finally, S. Perfect. Arby's. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire outside of our Arby's. The only thing that we've got to do now is head inside and we can start laying down some of the structure of our Arby's. So how are we going to start off doing that, really? And by the way, they removed the feature where you can just destroy your entire hotbar in one fell swoop, which I'm upset about because it was a very nice feature. I enjoyed it. So now you've got to painstakingly get rid of everything one by one, unless there is a way to do it, and I am just stupid. So we're going to grab red concrete. We're going to grab quartz stairs.
Bread is a part of life, so why not make life poppier, crusty?
Quartz slabs, and I mean quartz blocks maybe as well. We'll also need some end rods, some black carpet, and then definitely some light grey glazed terracotta. With some leafies, and we'll just leave it at that for the moment. There's loads of other stuff, but let's consolidate. Okay, so left of this window and the back of the build, the left window. So on the side of this window here, we want to place 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 upside down quartz stairs extending outwards from the red concrete of that left window. Place a smooth quartz block on the end, and then extend that block backwards, extending outwards from the red concrete of that left window. Place a smooth quartz block on the end, and then extend that block backwards, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. On the ceiling, parallel to this, place a row of red concrete. There we go, that looks pretty good. Over here, in the back, extending from the corner, so leaving a gap of 2 here, we then want to place 2 red concrete, extend up to the ceiling. We then, across the top of this, and this is where other materials come in handy, we want to place a row of black concrete just across the top. Underneath this right side here, 2 smooth quartz stairs. Perfect. So, the next thing that we're going to do, because I don't think that we have any more materials to kind of like do this area now, we're going to, let's do this little area to the left whilst we're at it. So, I'm going to use red concrete, and I'm going to place 2 rows of red concrete on this wall here, and then 2 rows of red concrete on this wall here, kind of like just opposite the order area, to kind of like just box it in a little bit. And I might even, I don't know if this is the right move, it's the wrong move. So, I don't think do these need to be white concrete? Not really. So I'm actually going to remove the quartz here, replace it with red, right? So just next to the windows, you know, nothing crazy. So next. And then, actually, next to the entrance as well. No. Anyway, I'm going to extend out just the opposite side of the entrance here. Yes, using red concrete. So this is going to get extended out. I'm going to join it together at the top to kind of just box it a little bit because it's looking a little scruffy. So just like this. That's looking pretty good. And then inside of here, we can slot a table, which is going to be a smooth quartz step at the top to kind of just box it in a little bit because it's looking a little scruffy. So just like this. That's looking pretty good. And then inside of here, we can slot a table, which is going to be smooth quartz stairs either side, end rods with black carpet on the top. Like this. Perfect. Oh, and I guess that we might even join them together at the top using red concrete, like this. And then, oh, will we leave it? We might leave it. I think we'll leave it, but I think I'll destroy the spruce in the wall and replace it using red concrete. And here. I'll destroy the spruce and place some red concrete. And then we're going to place a couple of rows of red concrete against this wall here. And then smooth quartz stairs with end rods in between, with black carpet on top of the end rods. Just like this. That isn't looking too bad whatsoever. So the entrance area here, we're going to kind of like shape it up a bit by placing a couple of light grey glazed terracottas against the kind of like the sides of the inside the entrance here with leaves on top, just to kind of like make it a little bit more green and varied. And then this is shaping up rather nicely. So the next thing that we're going to have to do is where we have this wall here, the red concrete, we're going to leave a gap of 2, and then we're going to place a row of 1, 2, 3 red concrete. Gap of 2, 1, 2 red concrete, leading all the way up this wall here, up to the top. Going to destroy above the window, replace it using red concrete, and then leading all the way up this wall here, up to the top. Going to destroy above the window, replace it using red concrete, and then on this wall here, just a couple of rows of red concrete, and then smooth quartz stairs either side, end rods, black carpet, just like this. So that's looking pretty good. So on the inside, so on this side of the red wall here, we're going to have a set of 3 stairs, end rods, black carpet. I think that we've got room for a plant either side, so I think we can have a plant here and here. And yeah, and then that's fine. I think that we've got room for a plant either side, so I think we can have a plant here and here. And yeah, and then that's fine. So the plant is just the terracottas with a couple of green. And then we've got plants like where both the entrances are. We can walk around the table. That's perfectly great. We can raise up the red concrete here as well, all the way up to the ceiling. And then that allows us to have tables on these sides here, on the opposite side. So we've got a fair few amount of tables. Which allows us to place end rods, which gives us light. So the end rods are great because not only are they tables, but they are a light source as well, which is excellent. In front of the ordering counter, we want to have a row of red concrete, except this block here doesn't want to be concrete, it's just planks. And then underneath the counter space here, we're going to place red concrete. Perfect. And then on top of the red concrete, I'm going to place some glass pane. And I don't... Perfect. And then on top of the red concrete, I'm going to place some glass pane. And I don't know anything. I think that we might be good on... There's not really too much decorate. Like, we could add some hanging lanterns. Like, maybe here. But because this is the... central part of the restaurant, or at least I think of it this way, like where the central table is, we could have a set of 3 chains above just this table, maybe even that table as well, because I guess it's still the middle of the restaurant. distance. Perfect. And then all we've got to do really is the area is just kind of like the counter space, and then we're sort of done. So, oh, we do have paintings, which is a thing. So let's keep on to the paintings, and let's just fill the black concrete area here using paintings, and then that's pretty much. Unless we could also add a couple of rows of black concrete here and here. So what does this look like? So where we have the kind of like the counter space here, so we could have, oh, maybe what's it want to be? So here the counter here. I mean, that looks kind of okay. So we can have like one till here and then one till here. And then you can. So here the what does this look like? So where we have the kind of like the counter space here, so we could have, oh, maybe here. What's it want to be? So here the counter here. That looks kind of okay. So we can have like one till here and then one till here, and then we can place this here. I think that looks pretty place. This here. I think that looks pretty good. And then we're kind of at the point now, like I keep saying, where we just need to grab just a few more things. It's not even much stuff. So let me figure out exactly what we need, and then we can finish. Okay, I think I've covered everything that we need just to finish this off. I told you, we didn't really need too much. Blast furnace, detector roll, tripwire, hook lever, flower pots, yellow candle, red candle. And you can see we've got some, I do believe, polished deep stairs, that's hard for me to say, and polished pressure plates. The blast furnaces are to emulate, of course, cookers. Detector rails on top, these in underneath where we've got a brewing stand here with a tripwire hook. I'm starting to think that this area here has to be extended out a little bit where we have the red concrete. I'm going to quickly just extend this out and join it across the top where we have this door. Dig this out, grab the spruce. There we go, okay. So we have the brewing stand here, so we're just short. In this area, or elongated this area, shorten the drive-through area. And I want a brewing stand with a 9 trapdoor and a lever here. And then on the left side where we have this counter space, a couple of flower pots. Yellow candles, red candles, just like this. And then on this counter space here at the front, we're going to grab polished deep slate stairs. Polished black stone slab. So here and here, and pressure plates to slate stairs, polished black stone slab. So here, over here, and pressure plates just like this, and that is perfect. That's pretty much all we need. The only ever so slight change, and I do mean ever so slight change, is that I might add just chests. I don't know why. Seems appropriate. Just here, where we have the drive-through window. And then that's literally it. I don't think I'd add anything else. I think that we've actually finished with the build. Nice and easy. So this is what your Arby should look like once it's been 100% fully completed.
We have made an Arby's. I'm really happy with how this build looks. It looks pretty nice to me. I really do like that. And there's been another change. This is our new place where we're going to be building. Series is still going. New place building. That over there, that slot over there is finished. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the Arby's is going to be, how Arby's looks, and all this rodeo is going to extend all the way over there, and all of these are going to be all of my build. So yeah, Arby's, we have the meats. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building Arby's. If you did, guys, enjoyed this video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day, guys. Peace out.